Alright, so I'm going to show you a few more things that I do while I'm overlanding and just a little bit about more of my setup. One of them being a cooler. So in my previous video I talked about cooking, and I really don't, so I don't need anything to be kept cold. I have this soft-sided cooler and that's it. So like yesterday when I was able to go to Walmart, I picked up potato salad, and that'll be dinner tonight, and then also milk, chocolate milk. So what I'll do is I'll buy a big thing of a drink of some sort, and that usually keeps both things cold for about 24 hours. Yesterday Manny gave me some ice, so this was able to stay colder longer, but that's it. That's all I do. And then even when I do that, I have to wrap this in my jackets or a blanket, because with this top up here, this easy access top, it gets warm really fast. So tonight I've got to finish both of these, and then that's it, and I won't use it again until I stop at a Walmart. So that's all I do for keeping stuff cold.
Okay, so I got this trash arrow bag full of dust that mounted on the rear tire. So what I do, I'm going to pull that out for you. I have in this bag, just to protect it from the dust and the rain, but I bought this Igloo soft cooler. So what I do, every time or every 2 to 3 days, I will buy a bag of ice and then put it in the, in my cooler. And I typically keep some, in this one I have cheese to go with my Triscuits. And I want to say, yeah, like I said, a bag of ice would keep everything cool for 3 days.
Even in the New Mexico heat.
Yes, yeah, that's the thing. That's really, I don't know how. I mean, it's on the sun, on the full sun, but it still will keep everything cold. So right now it's still, there is water, mostly water, no more ice, but it's still cold, so it's fine. I also use the trash arrow bag to store my food. So of course my Dutch pretzels, because you need to have that. And this is an odor-proof bag. So all the food that I have that is open goes in an odor-proof bag. Same thing with the trash. The trash is also in an odor-proof bag in this, and then it stays outside of the Jeep. So I don't have anything open in the Jeep. What else I have? And I have another odor-proof bag with this is my breakfast stuff. So when I want to get breakfast, I just pull the bag out. What else do I have in there? A few drinks, this is like almond milk for my breakfast. Triscuits. And just keep some Ziploc bag and more odor-proof bag in case some fail. So as you can see, all this fits in the trash arrow bag. I think they are rated at 55 pounds. So I've had it for, I want to say 3 years, and I mean it works great. Really like this setup. I didn't want to get the Yeti, the hard cooler. Just I don't have enough space. I mean I bought one to try, but I had to return it just because it would take the whole compartment in the back of my Jeep, so it was not worth it at all. That works perfectly. So yeah.
Alright, so to air up and to air down, Manny and I have different systems. I have a very basic one. So in my tire carrier I have this ammo box, and it's only held in by a bungee cord, so whenever you see rear view footage and you hear all that banging, this is probably one of those things. If the bungee cord were to ever break, this is up against the tailgate, I'm just going to hear a whole lot of banging inside. So all I got to do is lift this out, and there it is. And inside is my Viair air compressor. So I've actually got this little foam pad that doesn't melt too much when I put this hot air compressor in here. And I put that on the bottom so that it doesn't bang around too much, and it just gives it a little bit of cushion. Could probably use another one. But this is the Viair that I use. I've used this for about 2 years now. And I mean, it's not the fastest inflator that you can get on the market, but for the price, I think I paid between $50 and $60. It definitely does the job really well. And it comes with a very long air hose and a long set of cords to connect to your battery. So tonight I actually have to put a little bit of air in my right rear wheel because I've got a little bit of a slow leak in there, so every couple of days I need to add a couple of pounds. I'll go ahead and hook it up and show you, but with this long cord I don't really have to move this, but this is something that I definitely recommend. fits really nice in a 50 caliber ammo can, and like I said, it just goes right here, or it can go under your footwell, behind your seat, or anywhere else that a small ammo can will fit. So great product to have, and I will show you Manny's also in a minute. So all you do is just hook this up to your battery. For those that really don't know, I'm pretty sure everybody does. And technically, if I was going to run this for more than a few minutes, I'm going to have the vehicle on and the battery being charged while I'm running it. But in the case today, I'm only putting a couple of pounds of pressure in, so I'm not going to even bother turning it on. It's not going to drain my battery. All right, so as you can see, just with the cord attached to the battery, it reaches my rear wheel on the right-hand side here. And it's really not necessary. I can leave it up front because this cord is so long. So just, like you would any other air compressor, just attach it. And that's it. So that's how I inflate all of my tires. I would say it's at least about 5 minutes per tire to go from about 15 psi up to 35, 38, which is fine for me. I don't need anything any faster, but there are better products for a faster inflation if you wanted to get them. The other thing about this is it does get extremely hot if you do more than one tire, so you want to be careful about where you place it. I'm only putting like 2 pounds in here, so it's only going to get warm.
Okay, so I have my flashlight. This is the compressor that I have.
Sorry, we have to look at it through the window because we can't look at it from inside the Jeep.
Actually, it's really dusty here. So this is a Vaer constant duty compressor. And the reason I picked this one is because I didn't want it to stop and go all the time. I wanted to keep running. So the compressor is hooked up to the battery. It's hardwired to the battery, and there is also a relay pressure switch that is connected to it. So when the pressure goes down to 160 psi, the compressor kicks in, keeps going until it fills up the tank. So it is a 200 psi system that I have.
And where is your tank? On video very well, but it is right there. It's black and it's under his bed platform. There it is.
So that's the tank. And if you switch the phone, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there is, so I connected the compressor to a manifold. So I made a manifold. I took a block of aluminum and I just put like an input, output, and actually I have 4 output on the top. So when I did that when I installed the compressor, so that in case I wanted to add more accessories to it, then I wouldn't have to replumb everything. I just have to remove the plug from the manifold and then plug my accessories. So for example, this is sorry?
That is his truck horn.
So this is connected to the manifold, but because it runs, I cannot run 200 psi to the truck horn. I have how do you call that? Like an air détendeur. I don't know how you call that. Like to regulate the pressure regulator.
Okay, yeah.
So it goes from 200 psi to 100 or 90 psi. So that's how I hooked that up. So I didn't have to redo everything to put my air horn. I just had to plug it to my manifold and it works.
And then to inflate your tires, you just run a hose, right?
So to inflate my tire, I have my air box. I'm going to pull it out right here, handy, ready to go. So in that I have, so that's my deflator.
I was going to ask about that next. So he's got the ARB deflator. So
this is the best thing ever.
And that pulls the stem out, right?
So it's really cool, yeah. So you screw that on the stem. It works, but it's really cool and it deflates like really fast. So
by removing the stem, it basically there's no object holding back the air. So the air comes out of the tire a lot faster. That's the whole principle of that. So unlike me, who uses a rock to press in the stem, he removes the stem and he's able to deflate his tires a lot faster.
It's kind of scary the first time you use it because removing the stem is like, but I've never had any issue. I love this thing. So this is my airbox anyway. So I have my pressure gauge here, and this is so the compressor, the tank, the pressure relay switch, the hose, and the I don't know how you call that, but to pull the air with the little gauge there.
Okay, so it's an automatic shutoff. So you have to pull the trigger for the air to go through.
Yes.
Okay.
all that came in a kit, the Wire onboard air kit. So you know, it came in a big box with all that, and I have, I think, more attachment on the top, something to, you can spray air.
So unlike my Viair, that once you turn it on, the air is coming out of the hose, he uses that trigger system to release the air when he pulls the trigger.
So what I do when I want to inflate tires, I just, you know, hook that this to the hose, and then if you can go this way, I'm going to show you. I put quick
connects.
Quick connect right here. Okay. So now it's connected. Yeah, I need a compressor. So I'm sure you're wondering, like, oh yeah, great. Are you going to reach 4 tires with this? Well, 1, 2.
And then he goes through the vehicle to do the other 2.
3 and 4.
So I can, when the tank is full, 200 psi, I can go from 15 psi to 30 on 1 tire in literally 30 seconds. It's just fast. After that, the tank is empty, the compressor kicks in. So for the second tire, then it takes much longer.
Okay.
And it's still not bad, but I can go from, on the 4 tires, from 15 psi to 30 psi in, I think I timed it in 12 minutes.
So one other thing that I want to go over is my bed, and I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because I've already went over this many times. It's mostly for the newer viewers. Just to explain why I set this up the way I did and how it's set up. But for my mattress, I have a 4-inch foam mattress surrounded by a summer sleeping bag, and then around that is my Teton 25 below sleeping bag. This I will take out and use if it gets really, really cold, but I usually just use the microfiber blanket. And I do keep things under my bed over the storage box. I have a larger table here. I put this smaller table up here, and then I have a couple of hatchets here with just some monkey grab handles there. But this is nothing more than 2 boxes that I put felt around, and I've got felt on the outside and the inside, and both of them are just hinged. So in here I just have my miscellaneous items. I have everything from a cordless drill to a reciprocating saw, extra towels, a little bit of clothing, a little bit of food, and just miscellaneous items. Some I probably even forgot about at the bottom. So this is my everything box. And then I have a box the same size at the head of the bed, and then that one I have my clothes in. There's a reason I do not have a drawer system, and the point of that is when I'm sitting somewhere and I do not want to get out, I don't have to get out. I can access everything in this box and everything in the other box, which is my clothing, and I sit up there when I change, so everything's easily accessible. Everything I can get into without getting out of the vehicle. I don't have to pull any drawers out. I don't have to open my hatch. So when I'm sitting, like I was on the Dempster Highway for 2 days because I didn't want to move because of the weather, I could just stay inside. Everything is self-contained. I don't have to worry about getting out. And the same thing at the sugar beet harvest when it was very cold and nasty outside and I wanted to get anything in this box or in that box, I don't have to get out. So that's pretty much the basics of my bed, and it's just got plywood doors on a couple of hinges, and this is just pine board that I made into a box with the plywood bottom. It's secured in the bottom by the hooks that are already in the bottom of the Cherokee, and then the other one up front, I actually had that screwed into my makeshift platform that I replaced my back seat with. So both of them do not move. And then on the boxes, I have all these little D-rings that I attach to them. So I put this bungee cord through them, and that's where my water bottle is secured. And then I also have these elastic straps that I've wrapped around them so that if I really need to, I can take like my Reflectix and put them underneath there. But nothing really moves. I have my mattress on top of this shelf liner, which is kind of rubberized. And then the bed doesn't move anywhere when I'm bouncing around on rough roads or anything. So that's pretty much the idea of the bed and why I did it that way. And it's a simple solution. I've used it for 2 years now, and I love it. If I did it again, I'd do it the exact same way. Don't want a drawer system, don't need it, and I love being able to get anything that I want while I'm inside the vehicle. All right, so we are in another location, but I wanted to show Manny's bed and just do a comparison, especially since it's kind of unique, since he sleeps and drives in literally the same spot, and most people don't have a bed in a TJ. Well, I say most people, I know some people do, but show us around.
So this is my mattress that is on a bed platform. So this is a 1/2 inch piece of plywood. This is on top of a box that I made. It's a metal, like a square metal tube that I welded together to support my heavy weight. And this is how it's supported. Mattress, best mattress ever. Has a 4-inch foam, regular foam mattress plus 2-inch memory foam on top, and it's great. Like, I sleep pretty well on it. Like, it's great. I started with an air mattress, but it didn't really work at all. It was too noisy, and you have to inflate it, deflate it, every day. So it didn't really work for me. So that's pretty much it.
And he sleeps with his head at this end.
Yep.
And he actually has a video on his channel of how he gets in and out of this every morning and how he deals with the morning routine.
And this is my pillow. So actually I was sitting on my bed, so it's good timing. But there you go, I put my head here and I fit, so I'm 5'11", and when I started to do the setup and started to think on how I could sleep in my TJ, I measured, and I got lucky. So from the windshield here to the back it's 72 inches. So I got lucky, so I can pretty much lay straight. So it worked pretty well. And so just like Joel's setup, I just have to take my pillow out, get my curtains that I put all around the windows, and I'm good. So
It's
literally,
good to go. So
yeah, in 2
it's
minutes.
set up all the time like my bed is, so there's nothing really to set up other than to pull his pillow out. Same thing with mine. All I do is lay out my blanket and get my pillows out. So it stays up all the time, and he doesn't use it really for anything else. He will set like his iPad and stuff like that on top of it when he's driving and other little things, but for the most part it just acts as a bed. So
yeah, that's true. That's also serves as a little platform when I drive.
all right, cool, thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, so I know that was kind of a long video, but I did want to show the difference between how I live simple out of my XJ versus how he lives simple out of his TJ. Some of you have already seen some of this stuff on my side, but I thought the TJ side of it was pretty interesting, and just give you an example of how we are living out of our vehicles for the past couple of weeks and for the remainder of this series. So if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below. I will get to them eventually, and hit the like or dislike button, and I'll talk to you later.